So in today's video, I'm going to be going over how to start a Roth IRA and how you can retire a tax-free millionaire. I was recently on vacation and I went home and also to Lake Tahoe. And while I was home, I showed my mom and little brother how to set up their TD Ameritrade Roth IRA accounts. And I figured it'd be a good time to make this video for you guys. Even though I know you guys like when I cover the SPACs and the new companies, this should be a pretty useful video. So what is a Roth IRA? It's a retirement account, and there's some rules that go along with it. You're taxed up front when you contribute to it, and there are annual contribution limits because if there wasn't, everyone would use this account to avoid taxes. Basically, you can contribute $6,000 if you're under the age of 50 and $7,000 if you're over the age of 50. You can't take out profits without penalty until you're 59 and a half or older. But you can withdraw your contributions for free if need be. So say you put in $6,000, not thinking you would need it, and some sort of emergency or your car breaks down, you could always take that $6,000 out and have it back in your bank account with no penalty. So this is great for retirement. Most people use a 401k and are heavily taxed on it. I know my buddy was telling me that his dad retired, and when he went to pull out his 401k money, they took like pretty much half of it, he said. So starting young and building it up over the years while you're in a lower tax bracket is really smart because most of us are going to, grow in our jobs and our careers and make more money as the years go on. That's typically how it goes. So you're going to move up in your tax bracket. But if you're contributing and starting earlier, you won't be taxed at that high tax rate. So basically, this is my favorite account because you're not having to pay crazy taxes on this. Your gains and your dividends and your profits, they aren't taxed. It's all your money. And it's pretty simple. You just reinvest it every year and you're setting yourself up for retirement. So taking a look at the accounts I set up for my mom and little brother, my mom's 53 and she was never told about this, but she still wanted to get into it. And I think that's smart because she still has quite a bit of years before retirement. So I still think a Roth IRA is a good option for her because there's a chance she does get a job promotion, makes more money, and moves up in her tax bracket. And if she just invests $7,000 per year for 12 years, she'll have roughly $170,000, and that's if it only returns 7%, which is on the low end. I would ever invest in something like VTI just because it's safe and there's not that much risk that goes along with that. For my little brother, he's starting really young, which is awesome. He's only 19, and it's up to him what he wants to invest in, but when you're younger, you can stomach more risk and go for the higher return index funds or stocks. So that's why Triple Q is where I think I'm personally heading, and it's up to him if he wants to go with Triple Q or VTI. So if he invests and it returns like anywhere from 7 to 11%, he'll have roughly $2 million when he retires, which is awesome. And that's mainly based on VTI. If he goes with Triple Q, it does return a lot more, but it's considered riskier. So I highly suggest that you guys get started and open a Roth IRA with any brokerage that you want. I like TD Ameritrade, but there's many other brokerages out there, so go with what you like. I will also link a video in the description on how to set up a Roth IRA account with TD Ameritrade, just in case you need help going through it. But this is just an awesome way to set you up for retirement and really prepare yourself for the future. Okay, so now that you have your Roth IRA set up and you have, let's say, $6,000 ready to go, that alone won't get you any return. You actually have to take that money and now invest it. You have to buy stocks in the following. You can buy index funds, you can buy dividend stocks, you could even buy growth stocks if you wanted. I do have a video on my top ETFs, and I will throw a card up right there. And also Andre Jick, one of my favorite YouTubers, just posted his favorite ETFs. So definitely do your own research and pick which one is right for your investing needs. Personally, I like to use my Roth for both index funds and dividend stocks because I really don't want my dividends taxed. And I just use the DRIP, so the dividend reinvestment program, to reinvest those dividends and continue to grow them. As you can see, the average return for VTI and VOO is 7 to 11%, and that is tracking the S&P 500. So the first step is to identify your goals, and I did make a video on this already, but my suggestion is if you just want to invest and have your money grow over the years and really don't care to watch or manage these stocks, I would just go with VTI or an equivalent, something that tracks the S&P 500 that'll get you a safe and steady return with no effort. If you are younger and you're really going for a high growth index fund, something like Triple Q or the ARK index fund that's been talked about lately, those are great options as well. They tend to be a little bit riskier, but they produce more returns. So that's something you got to look into and see if it is up your alley. So why doesn't everyone use a Roth IRA? And the short answer is if you are looking to use your profits for other financial endeavors or to pay bills with. If you're a day trader or swing trader and you're just trying to collect some quick money and use it, then the Roth IRA wouldn't really be for you. This is more of a long-term investment and you're really setting up your future. So here's what I do with my different trading accounts. I use Robinhood and Webull for growth stocks and the occasional swing trade. And I use my TD Ameritrade Roth IRA for high-paying dividend stocks and index funds. So what I mainly do is I contribute in full to my Roth IRA, and then when that's all said and done, I will add money to my Robinhood. And I basically use Robinhood for stocks like Tesla, Facebook, Square, and high growth stocks that don't really pay big dividends or dividends at all. And I use my Roth IRA for high paying dividends and index funds. So here's how you can be a tax-free millionaire. We're going to use my little brother as an example, and I'm going to throw up a couple of screenshots throughout this recording just to show you how simple it is. If he invests in something like VTI, and we'll just take anything from 7 to 11%, and it's going to be different every year, but that's the average. You can see how much compound interest he will earn over the years and up until retirement, which is much better than a 1 to 2% savings account, which really doesn't earn you that much money. Definitely be sure to do your own research on this. Talk to your own financial advisor before investing and really figure out your goals and evaluate the risks. I think this is one of the best bets and one of the best things you can do while you're young and while you're in a low tax bracket. So let me know what you guys think about this video. Let me know how you approach this, what index funds you buy, and what you do, and if you have a Roth IRA. As always, please like and subscribe, and have a good one.
Stacking vertical, ooh, counting sideways, ooh, ain't by my cake, ooh, get out my